Babz on his weekly rant. These are just my cliff notes at Gillette. You can hear them scream when we touch the end zone. We ain't here to wrestle with you or put up a fight. We give you the raw news each and every Monday night. We kicked it with the Hall of Famer Megatron, but now we ain't Decepticons. They all feel the flow cause the levy's gone. Tailgating, everybody pull the grills out. Going live on IG and send them reels out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. What's going on? This is CliffNotes P, the Boston Power Hour. We're going to make it nice, quick, and short, just because I'm a little depressed, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get right to it. I don't like to regurgitate what people are saying out here in these streets like RG3, but, man, that man just took the words right out of my mouth. I'm going to just call it coaching malpractice. As we all know, we kept saying it. Is it Mac? Is it this? Is it that? You know, is it the OC? No, we brought Bill O'Brien. Is it the line? Yeah, we know that the line, hey, Skarnecchia, please come back. The line's shaking. But, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to just play this little clip for you guys because when I tell you this is perfect, it's perfect. I don't need to say anything more.
Mistakes, and it goes back to the second quarter. They had 2nd and 16. He scrambles out to his right, throws the ball all the way back across the field to his left, and he completes it for a first down.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Same drive. He tries to do the same exact thing, throws a pick six for a touchdown. What I look at this is like, Mac Jones is not a creator, okay? But they're asking him to create. So that starts with a scheme problem. When you look at what he did in 2021, had the number 6 offense in the NFL. Who was his coordinator? Josh McDaniels, right? One of the best OCs we've ever seen in this league. Now you move forward to this year, and they have one of the worst offenses in the league. Well, what's the difference? Well, in 2021, they were doing play action 27% of the time. That's the type of player that Mac Jones is. Right now, they're doing it 14% of the time. So because of that, they're asking him to, all right, we need you to go out and scramble a little bit. We're going to have the play going to break down. You're going to do all these different things, and that's not who he is. Yeah. For me, this comes down to coaching. In year 2, Bill Belichick messed up his young quarterback. When you give him a defensive coordinator and a special teams coordinator as his offensive coordinator, and now he's on his 3rd coordinator in 3 years in the NFL, that is, to me, the epitome of a coaching malpractice. Yeah.
Ouch. Coaching malpractice. But it's truthful, ladies and gentlemen. We understand in Bill we trust. Yes, we do. But we don't know who Mac Jones is. I feel as though, and I'm going to piggyback off of what Babz said, that the Patriots are trying to control cost by not really allowing him to be a superstar or a star even. There's no O-line. There's really no R1. Now we have the 3rd coach, as RG3 said. He's a former Heisman player. Actually, not player, but winner, excuse me. And he was actually really good before his coach kind of screwed him up. That's all I have to say, but we got to really talk about it. But you know what? I got to bring my guy here, brother from another mother, Salt and Pepper boy. Brother, I'm seeing you smile. I'm seeing the face. I'm a little nervous with what you're about to say, but you know what? The floor is yours, my brother. Rant away.
I mean, Patriots Nation, that was an absolute disgusting loss. It was probably the worst loss that I've ever witnessed that I can remember. Since 2007 against the Giants, that perfect season. That's what it felt like. It was such a kick in the balls. It's tough to be optimistic. It's tough to be the leader of Patriots Nation and continue pushing us forward. Babz, how do you find any bright spots in this? Like, you know, this team has regressed over the last couple weeks. We came in here last week and talked about the Jets game and how they didn't look that good on offense. And this was supposed to be, you know, Week 4, you're ready. We can finally see what your team has, and they've showed absolutely nothing. So here's the way I look at it. When we were looking at the schedule of the season, Cliff, I'm pretty sure most people had this team going 1-3 to start the season anyway.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So the way I look at it is this. The first 4 games, keep doing this every single week, where it's must win. So it really, the season comes down to this Sunday, right? You can't go 0-3 at home. You can't lose to the Saints. You can get right against the Saints. You can get right against the Raiders. You can still push yourself to 3-3, and you can still have a salvageable season. I see it from everybody out there. Tank, the season's done. It's over with. The Patriots went 8-9 last year, but I think people are forgetting that it came down to that Buffalo game on the last week of the regular season. They were 8-8, and if they won against Buffalo, they would have got into the playoffs. So when you look at the entire AFC, and we'll get into that a little bit later, is that this team still has a fighting chance. Now, if they lose on Sunday and they go 1-4, Cliff, I don't know where we're gonna be. It's gonna.
I don't want to see old Babz come back.
I don't want to. I could change.
I don't want you to change. I like this guy right here.
I want to be positive. I want to look forward to football games. People ask me, Cliff. They're like, Babz, why don't you want to tank? I just want to see wins. I'm a Patriots fan. I want to see football wins. Well, Babz, they're gonna go 6-10 in the season, 6-11, or they're a 5-win team. I'm not looking at it that way. I just want to see one game at a time. Just go out there and get a W. Let's have a good product.
Yep.
And it's still possible. You have the Saints, you have the Raiders, you have the Commanders, you have Indianapolis. You have those 4 teams in the next 6 weeks.
Yep.
Those are the 4 wins that you can get. You can get those wins. But it all comes on Sunday. How do you bounce back with an ugly loss? What's the leadership like inside the locker room? We're going to see it all on Sunday. I am worried if they go down 7-0, if they go down 14-3, what the stadium's going to be like on Sunday. But I still remain optimistic, positive. It isn't over until I say it's over.
Okay, so real quick for you. I'm going off your notes, and I forget the gentleman's name, but we use 3 words, S words: stink, stank,
and stunk. Yeah, Mike Giardi looks pretty.
What was this? How you feel about this guy, man?
Yeah. So I don't think stunk should be on the receivers. It should be on Mac Jones. It was pitiful. I talked about the theory of like holding Mac back this year because the extension's coming up and this and that. That was all on him. It was all on Mac Jones this past week. The fumble. I mean, let's face it. The Patriots were in. They catch Bill sleeping. They catch the team sleeping.
Oh, wait a minute.
And they end up getting a 2-point conversion. You had that one ready to go, huh?
I'm sorry. You told me this.
It's how many. They have looked so undisciplined.
Boom.
Undisciplined. We talked about this. Is like such a common theme over the last 3 years.
Yes, it has.
Like the Raiders game last year, undisciplined. Like this game,
and
undisciplined.
You saw it firsthand. You watched that Raiders game.
Yeah, I know.
The discipline.
Undisciplined.
What, or lack thereof, right? I apologize, but where is this coming from? And to me, I was brought in for an interview, and we talked about this, and I said, is this, people are saying it's the Brady effect. People are saying it's this effect. To me, I call it the perfect storm effect. I think he really let everyone in the building leave. Number 6, RG3 said it when Josh McDaniels was here. He leaves. Boo! The sky is falling. The sky is falling. So stink, stank, stunk. Wow. Did he not make the call? But it really kind of hurts when the disciplinarian is no longer disciplining the team.
It's so sloppy. You've never seen it like this before, and that's why you can't hit the panic button yet. You're 1-3. I know it completely sucks. This 1-3 is completely different than the 1-3 in 2021. At least in 2021, you saw some sort of life, whereas this you just seen regression. I still give props to the defense to try to kind of piece it together. Remind you, there was 15 points that were scored by Dallas.
Right.
That was just on turnovers from Mac Jones himself. So the defense is still going to hold you in games. Again, it comes down to the Saints game. I mean, Saints are pretty good on defense. I think they've only given up 20 points just once. You're at home. The place is going to be restless.
So don't hit the panic button. Is that what you're saying?
Do not hit the panic button yet. Don't hit it yet. I will hit it. I will hit that panic button if they lose one of the next 2 games.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get there. I do not want to do this. But if you're, so you'd be 2-4 going into the Buffalo game at home.
Yep.
Like, good luck. Like it's Buffalo looks so good right now.
A lot of receivers, and not to say anything, we lost a few key people.
Yeah,
but White will step up, and then what really hurt was Gonzo. Losing him was tough, but your boy, he pulled something off.
He's back.
What do you feel about that? How you feel about it, man?
So again, there's just people in Patriots Nation that want to be negative to be negative.
This is true.
The same.
my mind is blown because even when we had Tom Brady here in 2018, you remember I got that Super Bowl tattoo. The Pats started 1-2 in the season, and people are writing off the Patriots. You had fucking Tom Brady still here, and you were writing the Patriots off. They lost 5 road games that year. They lost back-to-back games. They lost in Pittsburgh. People were saying it's over. It's completely different, right? It's Tom Brady Patriots. But even when Tom Brady was here, Patriots fans were still writing the Patriots off as a whole. And it's just like I feel like people want to be on the right side of history.
Right.
Well, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
I was
right?
the first.
Just the way I'm optimistic. Not going to be that bad. But there's just so much negativity. So much negativity on the team. So even getting a guy like J.C. Jackson, there's negativity around that. There's even GRD tried to chirp out there saying, "Oh, that he's washed. He's not good anymore."
Come on, GRD.
Wait until the contract details come out. They come out $1.5 million. That's it. That's all
nothing.
you're paying him. That's nothing.
Yep.
He's a Band-Aid on the season. And I like the move because A, you're not tanking. Belichick is not tanking. Well, why is Belichick not caring about the offense? You just lost 2 pieces on defense. He's at least trying something. All right, we'll bring JC in. He's a complementary piece to Jack Jones. He ain't going to be your number one, right?
I agree with that.
You can't have Miles Bryant out there.
Nope.
Sorry, he sucks. You don't want Jalen Mills to take back over. He's got to stay at his safety position.
Correct.
You got Jonathan Jones, who should be coming back at some point. So at least you're trying to keep the secondary in pieces together, and then you just said it. Keon White. We want to see more Keon White. He looked like a beast in preseason.
Yes.
You see these little flashes. Let him take over. So on that side of the ball, I get it. Now let's quickly about offense.
All right, go.
There's the offense a little bit more. Maybe you look into the trade deadline and you could probably buy something.
Right.
But it's unlikely. You're kind of just stuck with what you got.
I think you can help the offense, too, and help Mac Jones specifically by actually drawing up better plays. An example of that would be the Jets. Aaron Rodgers,
but
things
even
have
if you
changed.
draw up better plays, is Mac Jones that good enough to make those
Great.
plays? And that's
I
what
love
sucks.
that you asked that and said that. I don't know.
I don't know
and I don't
either.
even think the Patriots
I
know
don't know either.
But how about we try? Bill O'Brien, let's try.
I tweeted this out, X'd it out, posted it out. That day, it was a sad day. I think that Mac Jones has dug himself so far deep that he has hit the Earth's core.
Is that why Bill looks like this? Is that why he looks like this, man?
He knows that cameras are on him at all times. And like, this team has become it's slowly becoming a laughing stock. If they lose to New Orleans, you are becoming the laughing stock of the league.
Yep.
And I know a lot of the old heads, back in the day have said like that's what the Patriots were. This generation hasn't really experienced that.
Yep.
They become such a memeable team. Mac Jones with his face last year when he hurt his ankle. You got Belichick with his hand over his face. If things go completely south, that picture that you just showed is going to signify the end of Bill Belichick's era. That's the way it looked like.
Well, let's talk about this too, because this here, you put this in the notes, and I completely forgot about that. I actually thought, I told you it was I wanted to admit this. I wanted to admit that. And to be back here, and when I say back, it's not as bad as it used to be, because you still have Bill, because there was a time we didn't have Bill.
Yeah.
And I think people are missing that point. Can you speak on that, man?
I mean, Bill Belichick, look at the defense. The defense is still it's still pieced together. It's still keeping you in. Yeah, it's all offensive minded game nowadays.
Right.
And it's tough when you see what the offense you have now. So it's tough I don't think Bill can get fired at any point.
No.
I think that he's still chasing those wins as we're talking about. This is what we're stuck with.
Yeah.
You know what? Robert Kraft, at the end of the day, made his decision. He let Tom Brady go. If it's Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, he's stuck with Bill. We're stuck with him.
Yep.
We're stuck with him until God knows how long it's going to be.
Right.
And you just got to remain positive. They still have – it's not like the team completely sucks. They're not really the bottom of the league.
No.
They had 3 tough games, Dallas, Miami, and Philly, right? Those are 3 teams that are in the top 5 of the NFL right now.
Yep.
Let's see what they do against New Orleans. Let's see what they do against the Raiders. Those are winnable games.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, because against the Jets,
Let's just talk about it.
We're moving so quick today,
I'm
Cliff.
sorry, brother.
I got my mind's racing. Here's the thing, right here. All right, I talk about the red line. This is me being optimistic, right? The red line. This is what we did last year. We're going to do it again this year, Cliff.
Let's ride the wave.
All right, ride the wave to the red line. The LA Chargers, right? The New York Jets, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Denver Broncos. You see those teams right there? Those are teams that you're playing this year. You're playing Pittsburgh later on. The red line is right there, folks. They're 1-3. You win against New Orleans, you're 2-3. Some of these teams right here could be 2-3. You're going to slowly move your way up. And here's what I'm going to say right now. 2 wild card spots right there where you see Pittsburgh and Houston. Those are going to be open spots for the remainder of the year. Yep. Miami's making it. Buffalo's making it. That's what it is. Just put them in there. Then obviously your division winners too. So I'm not saying the Patriots are going to win the division, but you got to focus on those 2 wild card spots. Remember, folks, they were 8-8 last year, going into the final week of the season. And if they just won against Buffalo, which they looked pretty good in that game, Damar Hamlin was the reason why they lost because of the whole whatever. Yep. But they were there at the red line. Some people are saying, Babz, why are you holding on to this team? Because I think they can get above that red line. Give them time. You got to beat New Orleans. You got to beat the Raiders. Keep this camera on me for a second because I got 2 things to say. I know we're moving quick today. We have a quick show today. That's why. We got a phone call afterwards. So, number 1, Mac Jones. I said this. He has dug himself so far deep, he has hit the Earth's core. It is pretty much impossible to come out of where he's at. The only way that Mac Jones can salvage his career at this point is winning the Super Bowl this year. His career, Cliff. Because he has looked so bad. He's had some bright spots, but I think that the way you've played, it's a month into the season. He's dug himself so far deep that even me, I'll be optimistic and support him, but to buy people back into Mac Jones, you have to win the Super Bowl this year. Because even if you climb yourself back out of this and you finish 9-8 or 10-7, people still aren't going to believe in you. It's going to say it's the team that's the reason. You're still a mid-quarterback, blah, 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 blah. So again, he's dug himself so far deep because I had a lot of optimism and hope the offense would look better against Dallas. Number 2, Zappy sucks just as much as Mac Jones because he came in and second and 12, boom. He's got zip on the ball. He's got a good throw. I see it. But he couldn't even score and do anything with that offense. So it just shows you they have nothing kind of going on. If you're moving forward and you're trying to look at quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins is going to be available. He'll be a free agent. Baker Mayfield's going to be a free agent. I think they're kind of in quarterback hell for a little bit. You're stuck with what you got. I'm sorry, Patriots Nation, if you don't like to hear this, you are with Mac Jones for the next couple of years. He's not going to have to go anywhere. The only way Mac Jones goes somewhere is if they legitimately start tanking and they're losing games. They could win this week 17-14. They could beat the Raiders 18-13. You're gonna be with Mac Jones. This is what it's gonna be. I just don't find Belichick has enough time to develop a quarterback. That's why, in terms of tanking and finding a quarterback, I don't think he has. This is it. The only way you're gonna do it is with the trade. There's one guy I'm looking at right now that could possibly help out the Patriots next year. Okay, it's Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields. A lot of people hate him. They don't think he's a winner. I think he has something that people wanted Justin Fields originally.
He has legs.
People wanted Cam Newton and Justin Fields. Right. They wanted Cam to be the guy who teaches Justin Fields. And I think he has legs and is able to move around and is somebody that can play this type of NFL offense of where it needs to be. Maybe you see that in the offseason. It's got to be the offseason. Right. We got to see how if the Bears lose tonight, and they're 0-5, they might be pulling the plug on their season, and they might be chasing Caleb Williams, and Justin Fields might be coming available. So then you go into the offseason, that's what you can look at. I think Justin Fields is better than Mac Jones. I think that he's on a bad organization. He's on a bad team. You put him around the right coaching staff, maybe that salvages your franchise, but God, we're all over the place. Patriots Nation's at civil war right now.
Yes, it is.
That's actually a great point. It's just civil war. Everyone's bashing his head. No one has a wrong opinion, by the way. I'm going to say this. Nobody has a wrong opinion in Patriots Nation. I think anybody's freely be able to talk, whether you're optimistic like me or whether you want to be negative like you.
Well, that's okay. Salt and Pepper Boys. That's why we're here. Salty and you got the hot takes, but you did say something interesting. You said that Zappy sucks, but he does have a zip to the ball.
He does.
He has a little bit more of escapability than Mac Jones. Fair enough?
That's fair.
Okay, so with that being said, Billy O, I've begged you millions of times, Billy O, they brought you here to be a great offensive coordinator. If coach will allow you to really be a coach on the offensive side, set something up. And I'm going to say this, maybe set it up for Zappy. Simply because he can probably execute things that Mac cannot.
And what frustrates me is why'd you cut him? Like, why did you not
Is it that money thing again?
Why did you not just leave him on the roster to back up Mac Jones if we're at this point?
Why do you think that? I want to throw it at you. Why?
I think they were trying to give the confidence to Mac Jones and be like, there's nobody behind you. You are our guy. And they're still saying it, like, Mac's the guy. But you got benched and this guy came in. Okay. He's lucky that Zappe didn't do anything.
All right, so let me ask you another question. So it feels as though we're coddling one of our kids, right? Trying to get them like, yeah, you'll do great, even though they're like struggling.
It feels like Mac Jones is the son of Bill Belichick,
right?
And it's like you're being coddled the whole time. It's
horrible. Like, this is the NFL. How are you going to lead a franchise in the positive way and be disciplined if you can't just be tough? Yeah. It's a tough game.
All it takes is a couple games to turn it around, though. Yeah. All it takes is it's momentum. It's about building momentum, going on a streak. That's what you got to do. So, I mean,
and you know who's going to do it?
Yeah, but
the defense. You talked about it.
Yeah.
I think this is right here. What's your thoughts on this tweet?
I don't know if anybody noticed, but I'm not a big energy guy. I just kind of play the next play and do my job. I love that. Come on.
That's old school.
From 9 to 99, you go from Judon to Keon White. This is So here's the thing. Belichick, so many people have harped on Belichick sucking at drafting. Mm-hmm. Christian Gonzalez looks like he was
solid.
And you can't predict him doing it.
Though, especially when there was a little scrum.
Yeah.
I know there's some memes of him going like this.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He still could play, even though Diedrich sometimes goes off sides a little bit. I get it. But
I'm not worried about the defense at all. They were so deep that you can have the next man up. I think it's mind-boggling that Patriots Nation is saying it's over because you lost your two best defensive players. I think that's absolutely wrong. How many times has Judon disappeared in December and January, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's done all his stuff at the beginning of the season. And yeah, it sucks to lose Christian Gonzalez. You have Jack Jones coming back. Like, Jack Jones looks like a #1 corner last year.
And to me,
that's why I think getting J.C. Jackson was good. It's a complimentary piece.
It all complements each other, and I think that's something to truly be.
It sucks.
And what's the overreaction is Game 4. How many games are there left?
There's still 13 games
Holy
left.
Shit! And we're doing this.
I know.
This is insane. But I think it's all because of what we are accustomed to. I think it's also what we're seeing from other teams. Because typically, who used to say Boston writer there, tomato can teams, right? We used to constantly play them. They're no longer tomato cans. They got real things. They got real players. They got a real offense.
They said it today that Dallas lost to Arizona, and that was the trap game, and they used the Patriots as their get-right game as they go into San Francisco Sunday Night Football, where we're trying to look at New Orleans as our get-right game. We're kind of even with New Orleans, and that's just where the Patriots are. It's frustrating. You want to see a good product. Cliff, I harped on this. I needed something to say in my post-game. There's a lot to talk about, and we could talk forever. Obviously, we're being short here, but in my post game, what I felt the worst about all this was the Patriots fans that travel to Dallas, the ones that spend money on the flight, the hotel, the booze, the food, the tickets, the experience, and that's the product that you get. So those are the first people in line that should be able to complain and say, what the fuck Robert Kraft, what the fuck Bill Belichick, what the fuck Mac Jones, what the fuck Bill O'Brien, what the fuck everything. That's what I am spending all my money on. I brought this up to GRD this week as we're having our phone calls, and something to be on notice. Now, if the Patriots, go south, right, is that there's a lot of fans out there across the United States and across the world that became Patriots fans because of Tom Brady.
That's a fact.
And now Tom Brady's gone. How many of those fans are going to stay investing in this franchise as if this franchise starts losing steam and momentum?
As if we have pink hats on this train? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's fine to have the casuals on the train because think about the Houston and the Dallas, they were just down there in Texas area, and all those fans that are down there that are Pats fans. How many of them are going to start saying, you know what, I think I'm going to stay at home this week instead of going to my local fan club and supporting the Patriots? Or, you know what, yeah, they're in town, but they suck. Like, I'm not going to bother going there. So I think you're going to slowly see the fan base lose it. And I think that Kraft needs to see that. You're going to lose money this way. Like, you're going to lose money if you don't win these games. You lose to the Saints, how many people are going to come to that Buffalo game? Because they're already going to know that, oh, it's Buffalo. Buffalo fans are going to come to that Buffalo game. They're going to take over.
And it's weird because we're starting to actually see it with the chants, which is amazing. I just don't want us to be like the Jets fans. It was amazing to me, ladies and gentlemen. And to me, I thought what was insane was going to the tailgate. Shout outs to Babz, shout outs to Ramon, and everybody that put that together. But going to the games and actually watching fans leaving after just eating their foods and having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Ever. And I want the tailgating part, but I also want a good product.
Yeah, the tailgate you can control.
Correct.
And you can have fun.
Right.
And you can booze. You can't control anything on the field. So the product, people don't want to pay for the product, and that's what it is. But again, I mean, I'm being hopeful and optimistic. You have 2 get-right games coming up. The Buffalo-Miami game, don't even want to talk about it. We kind of know where that's going to go. But say the Commanders, you get them later on, and then you go to Germany. Like, this team needs to be at 500 or a little bit above 500 going to that Germany game. Because the NFL, remember, this is the second Germany game that they're doing. Last year was Tom Brady was out there. Of course, Tom Brady gets it. And the Patriots have a strong fan base in Germany. You don't want a bad product in Germany because that's how you lose your fan base, Cliff, what I just talked about.
And we're trying to build that out there.
If you have this Patriots German fan base and this team is 2 to 3 games under 500, what do next week if they lose?
There's always the Celtics. There's always the Celtics. People have always been complaining, hey, you guys are Boston Power Hour. Why don't you guys talk about more about the Celtics
when against the Patriots because they were trying to take the Patriots fan base. And a lot of people are agreeing that the Celtics are the #1 team in Boston right now.
They're winners. And at the end of the day, it's all about winners. Salute to Brad Stevens, because he's actually created a team, and I don't want to get away from the Patriots, but they actually have players that are going to play their true positions. So they're all in.
Yeah.
They're all in. We're not all in right now. Honestly, as much as I love basketball, one of my first loves, then football, I don't want to see this product destroyed. I want to go to the games and truly enjoy the games. Not the aesthetics of the game with the lighthouse and everything. I want to enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I actually want to enjoy the games.
I want to be able to go to Buffalo in a couple weeks and have the team even at 3-3 because I want to have that little momentum and hope to be like, all right, you can beat Buffalo.
Right.
Like maybe we got something. And I want to see a good product on the field. I just want to see a good product, have a good day. The amount of money and time and effort we spend into
We're investing, yeah.
We're investing into it. So again, I don't want to go into tank mode because I want to see these players are out there playing for incentives. They're playing for contracts. They're not going to tank. They're not that bad.
No.
So,
none of that. None of that.
You know, if you ask me, Babz, what are you going to look forward to in the season, say if things go south? You kind of look forward to certain players, how they develop, what we can do next year with them. You know, certain players, offense, defense, in special teams, and that's how you got to kind of remain optimistic and hopeful. So I just don't want this to be a long, drawn-out season.
Yeah, me neither. Well, we're coming up to the clock here. But what I want to do, and I am going to try it. You know me, I have to just try it. Just because I was a little concerned. I'm over here watching Twitter, and I'm just seeing you on here with some aluminum foil. What was going on here, man, as this is playing here?
All right, so pretty much I got my tinfoil hat. Someone said that the Boston Psych Wards need to make some extra room for me. I mean, the conspiracy. So here was the thing. I've been going to the YMCA playing a little basketball lately.
I did see that one time.
Yeah, doing that. Just one time, right? Yeah. I've been going. So I was in the locker room and everyone's talking locker room talking about the Patriots. And someone mentioned, about firing Bill Belichick. And they said, well, his 300th win is coming up.
Yep.
And it made me think, oh, yeah, like his 300th regular, season career win is coming up. He's at 299. And they got whooped. And then they won the next week against the Jets, right? And he passes George, and that's a big deal. And Belichick was smiling. People, they were pouring water on Bill last year and stuff. Bill is weird. Like, you got to admit, the NFL, the NFL's a little scripted. And you don't throw games. I know you do not throw games, but Bill, how many times have we seen Bill play vanilla or coach very vanilla?
This sounds very conspiracy-ish, sir.
But how many times have we seen over the years the Patriots kind of have thrown games?
Yeah.
Like, well, play a little vanilla. We don't want to show anything. Like, Bill has done that. I think Bill has been trying to carve out his own history, and I know that a lot of people want Bill fired. And I know people want to get rid of Bill. But this week on Sunday, when the Patriots do win and beat the Saints, that's 300th regular season wins. That he'd be the third coach of all time to get to that. I know he has 325 thing there. Like, I'm telling you, like, he's a football historian and nerd. He likes to talk about the past and pave the way, except for Don Shula. He hates Don Shula.
Yeah.
And he's out of spite, he's staying around. He's gonna beat him. I think that's another thing that people don't think about is that not only is he going after all-time wins against Don Shula, whatever it is now, 17 or 16 more wins, he's still going after regular season wins for Don Shula.
Right.
And he still needs, 29 more. So just think about that, Pats Nation. 29 games times 4 wins a season. Like he's it's still taking his time to get there.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not getting rid of Bill Belichick. They got rid of one GOAT. They're not getting rid of a second one. They're going to continue to just mask and give us a product. But one thing that you just said, I don't want to hear that.
They're not getting rid of Bill until they realize that season ticket holders are getting rid of their tickets, and the wait list is so long. The demand is there for tickets. Now, the resale on these tickets, they're not going for crazy money. I actually think buying New England season tickets is probably the worst investment you can make if you're looking to make a return on investment, right? Like Boston Celtics. I know a couple season ticket holders that are making pretty good money right now. But even Bruins, they sell.
It's there.
It sells. Red Sox still sell because it's a tourist.
And their prices are going up.
And because they're a tourist attraction.
Bingo.
That's why. The Patriots have been building themselves Patriot Place, tourist attraction, by the way. So they know they're not losing money.
Right.
The way, if they really wanted to get rid of Bill, is that if they know they're actually losing money. They're not losing money. Because people will still kill to have those season tickets.
Yeah, and that hurts that you just said that. It's all about product. It's about selling.
We want to see a good product.
It's all about money.
As long as they're making money in concessions and selling tickets and selling parking and selling Patriot Place and now have the Lighthouse and they have the Patriot Hall of Fame and you got Tom Brady nostalgia coming. Where's Tom Brady at? Where's Tom Brady been, people?
He already rang the bell.
How many times? What did I say about that?
Babz, he already rang the bell. What do you want from these guys? What do you want from Tom?
I never saw Tom hang out with Mac Jones this offseason. Never came to the preseason.
Do you want him up top like Aaron Rodgers?
They asked Tom Brady this past week about the Patriots losing, and he kind of went around the question, talking about losing in general in the NFL and how it feels.
Politically correct.
Where's Tom Brady?
Dude, Tom Brady's not coming around. How many times? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a call here that I need to take. I'm going to let Babz to do the final talk.
All right, final thoughts right here as we're entering the phone call. Patriots Nation, you got to remain optimistic. You got to remain hopeful. Cliff, go right ahead. You can walk right